How's it going, people? Part 2! Street Fighter reference, right there. Wanted to add a bit more on top of that, and this is when it comes to journalists in general. When it comes to journalists and identity politics and all that, I find that they are part of the problem as well. And that's from a creator's point of view. Because biggest example was this whole Mario Maker fiasco where the dumbass reporters like, oh yeah, they didn't add an African American hand, they didn't have different ethnicity for hands, as if this was the creator's priority when making a game about making Mario levels. Now, it is a big problem. And that's, I'm just going to push it to the extent of that ideology. Because after a while, you keep hammering that message, no matter how wrong it is. And I will say it is fucking wrong in that context, alright? I'll explain it later on. But no matter how wrong it is, eventually, you're going to put a pressure on creators to fuck with their mindset, to get out of their personal identity, and to do what your identity politic wants to be. So, big example, okay? Or it's a quick example. I'm doing a comic called Extra Stage Comic. I make fun of video game tropes, of video game assets, and stuff that are repeated in certain video games and that don't make sense. I love that. That's because I love video games, and I live with this. I grew up with this. And video games have got me out of dark times. So right now, looking at the current of identity politics, my comic could be switched into a Black Lives Matter type of comic, where instead of making fun of certain things in video games, or many things in video games and character aspects, I have to make it all about Black lives and how African Americans are oppressed constantly and problems going into the community. Now, no matter how much, because I do want to try and help the communities, and I do have a couple of side projects when it comes to that, I am not going to fucking add this identity politics into my current project, because this current project is about what I like. It is inspired by what I like, which is video games. And my audience, who liked it and purchases my comics as I go to convention, that's what they like. So by caving into the pressure of this whole identity politic lunacy, I would first turn away from what I like and not be able to perform to the point, to my maximum extent. Because when you work on something that you like and something that's that you're driven by this topic, then you're going to perform, you're going to excel at that. If you are crushed by an enforced topic, not saying freelance work is like that, but it's kind of like a homework. If you're forced to do a specific topic and you're not really interested, and, you're deterring from what's originally something that you really liked, of course your performance is going to be like subpar. I'm not going to say it's going to be shit, but it's going to be subpar. And that's the creator aspect of it. So when I'm seeing all this radical gender identity politics people just hammering on video games to be what they want to be, to have them being identified in every single fucking video game, they do not understand what creating is. Because with a bit, once you get into creation, once you start drawing, once you start movie making, when you make comics, when you start creating, you develop empathy towards other creators. And you start understanding the shit that they have to go through. And now we're dealing, when it comes to the identity politics crazies out there, I'll straight up say crazy. Some people go way too fucking far. It's their being, like I said in the previous video. It's their fucking being. It's a label. When you're dealing with these crazies, they do not seem to have any empathy. You just don't. Because who in their right mind would ask a person that's already have an established series to fucking do it? You need to fit me in there. You need to do it, alright? I'm gonna get my mob. Instead of simply, I don't know, fucking Google. Alright, something that I like better, right? It's kind of like flipping a video channel. Searching channel you won't like. Are you going to stay there, check through each and every video, and start asking the person to change their channel method? Fuck no. They'll go to the next one. And the same goes when it comes to games or media in general. If you're not happy with a movie, like I dislike what they've done to Transformer, guess what? I'm not paying for it. I couldn't give much more of a fuck. Oh, Michael Bay's gonna make another Transformer? Who gives a fuck, right? Same thing. If you don't feel represented in a certain game or a certain title, Google another one. Go look through. Steam Greenlights, right? Comic doesn't interest you? Comic doesn't have a multiracial transsexual character? Like stack all the labels? Fuck it. You'll be able to find something else on Tumblr or Googling it, you know? And then you support that person. But the last thing you would want to see is, once you find that person, having that person change because of a mob, right? Because of an ideology mob that just doesn't want any of a mixed, multiracial, transgender person having their story, you know? You wouldn't want that. So why are you fucking doing it to other people, right? And that's the biggest issue with the media. They are pushing on this ideology, this extreme left, and it is sickening to creators. It's fucking sickening. And fuck, we are standing up against that garbage. Fuck you. Honestly, if you're gonna start hammering down creators because they are working on what inspires them, instead of, I don't fucking know, looking the other way around, or okay, just being fucking honest about the product. Let me just break it down for you. Especially when it comes to games journalists. You people are fucking up. You people are fucking up because instead of talking about upcoming gameplay, plans for the game, possible DLC, possible season pass, you are hammering useless fucking points about gender identity, which have rarely been discussed in games. You know why? Because people want to have fun when it comes to these. People want to have fun when it comes to comics as well. They don't want to be tied down with labels. They're not going there for labels. Nobody is going there to seek an identity. Most of the people that are playing games and were looking at this media and not batting an eye at the whole identity thing, you know why? It's because they already have a fucking identity and they don't need to look through a comic or a video game to find what they need to do in life. Yet you fucking retards keep hammering that point, missing all this information that you could push to your fucking audience, right? I didn't give a fuck if the Mario Maker hand was black, white, or whatever. I want to know how fast can I create my Mario level and how quick I can give it to my friend. No, this idiot just... Thank God he took back his article because Nintendo just came... Yeah, we actually had different kind of hands. Huh, interesting article, by the way. Fuck, man. And you're doing a disservice to creators all around because, for fuck's sake, you clearly know what's the point of their creation. It's a game. It's a comic. When it comes to X-Men, it's talking about a group of people born with different powers, excluded from the world, and living through adventures, right? That's the fucking point. But now you want to bring in this whole, alright, well, this character's gay. This character's transsexual. Yada yada yada. Oh, and in the latest cover of X-Men, this transsexual character is acting out against this gay character, and it's like, what's happening in the episode? I want to know. Are they gonna fight Magneto? Is Magneto's back? Is a huge development, like Astonishing X-Men when it comes to Gifted. Huge development in there. Okay, maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but let's say, holy shit. Something is behind the danger room. Something else. You know? Like, let's investigate what's happening when the danger room goes haywire. Already a hook for people who are into X-Men. Who already know the premise of X-Men and some of the characters, alright? Far better than saying, alright, well, Jean Grey has just called out Bobby Drake as gay because she has powers. I don't give a fuck! I'll give a fuck about his character development if it's well placed, But the big picture, all right, is X-Men. What's going on? What's happening? Is the government going down against them? Look at Days of Future Past. There's interesting subplot there. No need to shove in your identity politics in there. And you're doing a fucking disservice to the creators. And the same goes when it goes to video games. Fucking people can't seem to understand games are there for fun. Lots of fun. Some games are there for grinding. Some games are there for learning. There's different types of games for different type of people. But if you're gonna do those creators a disservice and solely focus on your gender ideology, and fuck you. And frankly, I'm pretty sure some of these creators won't even go to your fucking place or label. They won't even go to your printing press because they'll be like, well, this person doesn't understand what a character action game is. Instead of playing Bayonetta, getting through the game, doing all the cool moves, unlocking some stuff, getting some secret shit, extra chapters, getting some multiplayer mode, no, they're going to focus on the fact that she's really high, 9 head talls, I think, or 8 head talls, I didn't check it again, and is over-sexualized. A thing that a person currently playing Bayonetta 2 is going to go, my god, I got a dodge! Offset dodge! Yeah, counter! They're not going to give a fuck! But again, gender identity is a popular topic, and the extreme left. I mean, fuck, when we had the extreme right, at least it wasn't that prominent. They only wanted a couple of things censored in certain video games. Like the certain, what was it? Changing the holy spell in Final Fantasy VI, the Pearl. I never got that until now. And now I get it. A couple of things, a couple of signals that, a couple of signs that have been removed, but at least, fuck man, the extreme right wasn't that bad. Okay, wait, I take that back. There was the book burning, the Christians, the game burners. Yes, they did burn video games as well. And, of course, with the whole generalization of video games being violent, that's been proven bad. So, we've done dealing with the extreme right, now we gotta deal with the extreme left. And for fuck's sake, they are being as meticulous against creators. They won't say it, but just zone yourself, alright? Just zone yourself on the facts of certain articles. And you'll see. Most of the times, they just want to center on this identity politics and fuck the creator, right? Fuck the creator's original message, right? Fuck the creator's intent. I have my message I want to give to other people, and I'm going to pass over the creator using his product to pass my message. That's what it, to me, that last line, that's what it feels like. It's like me picking up the latest video game. Mad Max, okay? It's like me picking up Mad Max and trying to have a racial debate on my review article instead of talking about the game. It's me trying to push my message, my projection over a person's content, a creator's content, completely disrespecting what that creator has made, but to want to push on my narrative. That's not journalism. That's blogging. And to have these fucktards earning jobs from better qualified people, people who actually go out, do the legwork, and know who their audience is, taking those jobs. I find that insulting. And, hey, any one of you journalists out there, you guys are up to make a change? Call that shit out. Call it out. Just like anything in life, you call it out. There will be evaluations. There will be back and forths. There will be scrutiny because people are going to have to check the facts. You know, you can't just say, yeah, fuck this person, without having some facts and bases. But people will rally under that because people are sick and tired of it. Alright? You've got our support. Some people have already came out of the whole Games Journal Pro. Games Journal! Already came out of that and called him out. And said, no, that's not right. That's not fucking right. They got supported. So, right on, guys.